It's the 2nd of February 2026. This is a brand new edition of Newsfirst's Primetime News coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo, bringing you tonight's bulletin for the Newsfirst team. I am Jaimal Ratnayaka.
And I am Hashimi Patrana. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Shamindra Rajapaksa, the son of Chamal Rajapaksa, named third suspect in Airbus deal. Court orders his arrest. Shiranti and Namal Rajapaksa summoned again for statements tomorrow. CID questions former Minister Prasanna Ranatunga on KL Bhattara Padme links. Sajin Bas gives statement to CID over CSN transactions. Opposition in multiple talks. Who leads the coalition? Sajid or Namal? ICC responds to Pakistan's decision ahead of the T20 World Cup.
In tonight's top story, Colombo Fort Magistrate Isuru Nettikumara today ordered the arrest and production before court of Shamindra Rajapaksa, the youngest son of former Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa. The order was issued after naming him as the third suspect in the case concerning alleged irregularities linked to the purchase of Airbus aircraft for Sri Lankan Airlines.
The Criminal Investigation Department submitted reports regarding accusations of corruption related to the attempted purchase of 10 Airbus aircraft for Sri Lankan Airlines during 2012 to 2013. The CID informed the court that the Attorney General had instructed them to list Shamindra Rajapaksa as the third suspect in the case. Former Sri Lankan Airlines CEO Kapila Chandrasena and his wife are already listed as suspects. They are currently out on bail. The magistrate further ordered the CID to obtain Interpol assistance to arrest the suspect, who is reportedly residing in the United States. He also directed the CID to take steps to issue a red notice for the suspect's arrest.
What was this transaction?
In 2012 to 2013, a proposal was made to retire 13 existing aircraft from the Sri Lankan Airlines fleet and replace them with 14 brand new planes. As part of this plan, Sri Lankan Airlines signed an agreement with the French manufacturer Airbus to purchase 6 A330s and 4 A350s. A major fraud linked to this transaction came to light in January 2020 after an investigation by the UK Serious Fraud Office which exposed alarming details. It was revealed that Airbus had agreed to pay $16.84 million in bribes in connection with the purchase of the 10 aircraft. Investigators found that $2 million from this amount had been transferred to an account belonging to a company in Brunei operated by the wife of then CEO Kapila Chandrasena. Sri Lankan investigators later discovered that funds deposited in that Brunei-based company's account had been transferred via a Singaporean account to Kapila Chandrasena's bank account in Australia on several occasions. Further investigations uncovered additional transfers from Singapore into 2 accounts in Sri Lanka. Among these was a transfer of $160,000 in 2013 into a bank account belonging to Shamindra Rajapaksa. Attempts to record a statement from Shamindra Rajapaksa were unsuccessful as he was residing in the United States at the time. A statement had also been recorded from former Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa regarding the investigation. Investigators further revealed that during the decision-making process for the Airbus deal, Shamindra Rajapaksa had been a member of the relevant board of directors and one of the meetings had been held at the Speaker's official residence. The CID informed the court that investigation files and related documents had already been submitted to the Attorney General, who then advised naming Shamindra Rajapaksa as the third suspect in the case.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's son Namal Rajapaksa and wife Shiranti Rajapaksa are scheduled to appear tomorrow before the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division and the Criminal Investigation Department.
Shiranti Rajapaksa has been summoned by the FCID to record a statement regarding investigations into financial irregularities involving an account operated under the name Sirasa. During Mahinda Rajapaksa's presidency, the Sirasa account was opened at the Suduwala branch of a state bank as a joint account belonging to Shiranti Rajapaksa and 2 others. Notably, the national identity card number recorded for Shiranti Rajapaksa in this account was 222 222 222V. The account is alleged to have been used for multiple suspicious financial transactions. On 1st June 2015, investigators obtained a statement from Shiranti Rajapaksa at the then Speaker's official residence regarding these transactions. Meanwhile, the Cyrilia organization has recently come under renewed scrutiny as fresh allegations have surfaced linking it to aspects of the Wasim Tajuddin murder investigation. Shiranti Rajapaksa had earlier been notified to appear and provide a statement on the 26th of January, but she requested and was granted additional time. Namal Rajapaksa, who had earlier sought a one-week postponement, is also expected to appear before the CID tomorrow. He has been summoned to answer questions regarding alleged associations with Kehelbadra Padme, a member of an organized criminal group currently in detention.
Former Minister Prasanna Ranatunga was summoned to the Criminal Investigation Department to record a statement regarding alleged associations with Kehelbadra Padme.
කෙහෙල්පදර පද්මිකයන් මගේ ගමේ කෙනෙක් එයා දේශපාලන වශයෙන් අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා කටයුතු කරාද කියලා එයාගේ ප්‍රකාශයක් එයා කැමැත්ත දීලා තිබුණා තියෙනවා ඊට මගෙන් ඇහුවා ඒ ගැන මම කොහොමද මන් දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. ඒ රොතුමාලා සම්බන්ධය තිබුණේ නැද්ද? නෑ මාත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධයි. එයාගේ තාත්තා මාත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධයි ගම්වල මිනිස්සු. කෙහෙල්පදර පද්මේ සම්බන්ධ නෑ මාත් එක්ක ලොකුවට. හැබැයි එයාගේ තාත්තා මාත් එක්ක අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධයි.
Former parliamentarian Sajin Was Gunawardena was summoned to the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division to record a statement regarding investigations into alleged irregularities linked to the establishment, operation and licensing of the CSN television channel. Former MP arrived at the FCID around 10 a.m. and left the premises at approximately 2 p.m.
10 suspects, including Venerable Balanguda Kassapathera, have been remanded again until the 9th of February over allegations of violating the Coastal Conservation Act and carrying out unauthorized construction in Trincomalee.
The case was taken up before the Trincomalee Magistrates Court. A group from Colombo had launched a protest after officials of the Coastal Conservation Department attempted to remove a restaurant constructed on a coastal property which the group claimed belonged to the Sri Sambudhatwa Jayanti Bodhi Raja Viharaya in Trincomalee. The group had also placed a Buddha statue on the landing during the dispute. Police later reported details to court naming 11 individuals, including Venerable Balanguda Kassapathera, as suspects and initiating legal action. 10 of the suspects are currently in custody and have been remanded further. Other suspects include Venerable Trikunamale Kalyanawansa Tissathera, Chief Incumbent of the Sri Sambudhatwa Jayanti Bodhi Raja Viharaya, Venerable Trikunamale Sukitawansa Tissathera, Venerable Trikunamale Nandathera. The Paniliyanage, the UNP organizer, alleged to have facilitated renting out the restaurant, Viduranga Lokugala Patti, Elki Pereira, Piyal Premasiri, Dular Gunatilaka, Sudipaliyanage and Sugat Prasanna.
An appeal for bail for all suspects, including the monks, is currently being considered by the Colombo Court of Appeal. The order is expected tomorrow. If bail is granted, this court must release them accordingly. Therefore, all suspects have been remanded until the 9th. The case will be taken up again on that date.
Meanwhile, a group including several individuals who had come from Colombo held a satyagraha near the Trincomalee court today. Relatives of several suspects currently in remand confronted them, accusing them of travelling to Trincomalee simply to create unnecessary issues.
Newsfirst with the people.
A highly controversial situation has now emerged surrounding the upcoming T20 Cricket World Cup. The latest development is Pakistan's decision not to participate in the match against India, scheduled to be played in Sri Lanka on the 15th of February. This raises fresh concerns over the stability of the T20 World Cup.
This year's T20 World Cup has already been overshadowed by a series of geopolitical tensions even before the tournament has begun. The first spark came when the Indian government informed its cricket board to withdraw Bangladesh cricketer Mustafizur Rahman, who had been sold for 90 million Indian rupees in the Indian Premier League or IPL from the tournament. As a result, the Kolkata Knight Riders decided to remove Mustafizur Rahman from the IPL. Bangladesh retaliated by banning IPL broadcasts within the country. Bangladeshi cricket authorities then questioned the International Cricket Council on how their national team could participate in the T20 World Cup after India prevented one of their players from competing under a legitimate contract. They further asked how player safety concerns could be dismissed and formally requested that matches scheduled to be played in India be shifted to Sri Lanka. However, the ICC firmly ruled that the already announced match schedule would not be changed under any circumstances. Bangladesh was subsequently removed from the tournament and replaced with Scotland. This decision was taken after Bangladesh asked for a 48-hour extension to respond. In light of these developments, Pakistan too announced that it was considering withdrawing from the T20 World Cup. Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Mohsin Naqvi had discussed the matter with the country's Prime Minister, and an official decision was expected today. Late last night, the Pakistan government issued a statement confirming that Pakistan will participate in the 2026 T20 World Cup. However, Pakistan stated that it will not play the match against India, scheduled to be held on the 15th of February at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. Meanwhile, the International Cricket Council issued a statement warning that Pakistan's decision could have long-term consequences for both Pakistan cricket and the global cricket ecosystem. The ICC said it expects the Pakistan Cricket Board to give serious consideration to the implications of selective participation. As of now, the Pakistan Cricket Board has not issued an official response to the ICC statement. The ICC maintains that selective participation contradicts the fundamental principles of a global sporting event, where all qualified teams are expected to play under the same schedule and conditions. Meanwhile, after suffering defeats in both the ODI and T20 series against England, the Sri Lanka cricket team is set to face England in one more T20 match ahead of the World Cup. The T20 World Cup is scheduled to begin on the 7th of February.
Shadows of a Pre-Renaissance Era, a display of ceramic works that celebrate the master potter Ajit Mohan Pereira, was launched in Colombo. Newsfirst Sonel Kamaratunga brings to us everything you need to know about this celebration of pottery.
The creation of pottery is a beautiful and artistic thing of its own. It starts with just a handful of clay, which will lead to a form followed by your touch. The end result will show an artistic creation that will be displayed such as this. Shadows of a Pre-Renaissance Era, an event, an exhibition done by master potter Ajit Mohan Pereira. His work is not just about objects that are up for decoration. It shows cultural significance, artistic creation, and a story behind the Pre-Renaissance era in Sri Lanka.
At a time when Sri Lanka is re-examining its cultural and creative foundations, Master Potter Ajith Mohan Pereira displays an exhibition that reaches deep into the island's artistic soul. Titled Shadows of a Pre-Renaissance Era, the exhibition focuses on moments before renewal, those pauses in history when societies stand at the edge of transformation. It raises questions about the purpose of art and creativity during periods of political, social and cultural change, asking what it truly means to create.
You know, all over the world people produce most beautiful pottery before Industrial Revolution. Right after introduce all these machines, people start to produce same thing again and again, millions of pieces. Right? Now there is no future for that type of product. People searching for unique live products. So I think as a country, we should not think about mass production items, right? We should start unique, limited edition, handcrafted products. That's our future. That's our future. There's a huge demand for this type of handcrafted pottery. So this is what I want to show the authorities, the government, the people. This is our future. We can do this. So I did it. So now everybody can think about our future Sri Lankan products. And I think the pottery is therapeutic art. Every student must learn this. Every people do this at least as a hobby, right? So I think if we want to develop our country, we should go back. We should go back, right? So that's my philosophy.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, Minister of Foreign Affairs Vijitha Herath, Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunethi and Minister of Trade Vasantha Samarasinghe were among the many guests at the exhibition.
This remarkable creation, crafted from natural clay, has now reached a standard high enough to be produced and exported internationally. In truth, it represents a valuable opportunity to showcase Sri Lanka's national heritage to the world.
රටේ අභිමානය පිළිබඳ සාර හැඟීමක් ඇති කරන නිර්මාණයක් තමයි අපේ අජිත් මහතා අද මේ පෙන්눔 කරනු ලබන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ රටේ ceramic industry එක
In particular, we have a goal to transform the ceramic industry in our country from a commodity to a culture. By adding that value, we can position Sri Lanka in the world. I think this is what this master potter has done today. So there is a big journey for him to come.
ඒකට එයා ආපු ලොකු ගමනක් තියෙනවා.
Pottery is among Sri Lanka's oldest living industries, rooted in village life and sustained for centuries through ritual, trade and daily use. The exhibition explores themes of restraint, ethical labour and material discipline, which is deeply embedded in Sri Lanka's craft traditions. Each piece on display reflects the quiet intensity of manual work, reminding viewers that pottery is shaped as much by patience and hard work. A group of school development officers staged a protest in front of the Presidential Secretariat, demanding that they be absorbed into the teaching service without facing a competitive examination.
Since 2011, graduates recruited from time to time into the School Development Service have been engaging in continuous agitation, insisting that they be appointed to the teaching profession without competitive exams, claiming that the Teachers' Service Constitution should not be applied to them. Those engaged in the ongoing Satyagraha near the Presidential Secretariat also organized a protest.
Tomorrow, the President has promised us a discussion, so we decided to remain peaceful. But do not try to silence us when we are already suffering. This struggle will end in victory. We will not step back. Remember that clearly. If you try to suppress this movement, thousands more will gather in front of the Presidential Secretariat and you will not be able to stop them.
Meanwhile, several opposition politicians visited the protest site today as well, making the school development officers engaged in the Satyagraha and offering various assurances. Can this request be granted? This was the explanation given by Minister Bimal Ratnayaka.
According to the Teachers' Service Constitution, it has to be taken through a competitive examination. Therefore, the competitive examination is gazetted in the Teachers' Service Constitution and becomes a law. The President, the Prime Minister or a Minister cannot change things as they please. Let's say we want our child to go to university, but they have to pass that level. They have to have an Z score, right? So that's why I think we can't solve this within this framework of the law. The only way to solve this is to appear for the competitive exam and pass it.
The Samagi Jana Balavekya has lost control of the Waligama Pradeshiya Sabha. Following the death of SJB chairman Lasantha Wickramasekara, an election was held today to appoint a successor to the vacant position. The vote was won by Attorney-at-Law Chintaka Darshana Hewapatirana of the National People's Power.
Lasantha Wickramasekara, who previously served as chairman representing the SJB, was shot dead about 4 months ago. Subsequently, multiple attempts to elect a new chairman for the Waligama Pradeshiya Sabha were postponed due to the lack of a quorum. Today's meeting to elect a new chairman was convened under the leadership of Southern Province Local Government Commissioner Erandi Umanga Mendes. The session was delayed by half an hour to allow H.A. Padmakirti of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, who was receiving medical treatment, to arrive. Once he arrived, the council assembled and 2 nominees were proposed for the post. Rasika Priyankara from the opposition coalition and Chintaka Hewapatirana from the NPP were proposed as suitable candidates. The chairman was chosen via secret ballot. Chintaka Hewapatirana, representing the NPP, won the vote with 22 votes, while Rasika Priyankara received 21 votes. 2 votes from the opposition coalition were rejected.
Chintaka Darshana Hewapatirana Mahata Tora Pat Karaganna Bava Prakashita Pat Karun Laban.
The Working Committee of the United National Party met at the party headquarters, Sirikota, this evening.
The Working Committee of the UNP convened under the patronage of its leader Ranil Wickremesinghe. A group including Professor G.L. Piris met opposition leader Sajith Premadasa this afternoon at the Samagi Jana Balavekya office. Newsfirst correspondent reported that Prasanna Ranatunga, Udegaman Pila, Anura Priyadarshana Yapa and Mahinda Amravira were also present at the meeting.
We believe that all groups within the opposition must come together under a common program while preserving their individual identities. Working divided and separately will not bring success. Therefore, we held discussions with the opposition leader about reaching agreement and consensus on selected key themes. We hope to move forward according to such a program. Hereafter, we expect to hold separate discussions with the leaders of other political parties as well.
MP Dayasiri Jayasekara expressed that a program seems to be more important than leadership.
Leaders don't matter to us right now. We must all come together with one common aim and stand against the activities done by the government. If not, they would use their power and completely ruin us. And so, without any conditions, it is not important who the leader is, who the president is, or who the prime minister is. We can do as much as we want in the future.
Will it be Sajit or Namal? This is the response given by former Minister Wimal Weerawansa. Here is the response from the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna.
Sajit
Premadasa's policies have now been rejected twice by the people of this country. Even during the last election, when he was the leader of the opposition, when he had a significant number of MPs in parliament, and when he had the backing of all the smaller minority parties, Sajit Premadasa still failed to take up the leadership of this nation, even at a time when our government collapsed. When a leader cannot rise to leadership despite having such a strong opportunity, it is up to the people of this country to decide whether such a person can once again aspire to lead. But we state one thing very clearly. The Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna will present a policy-driven leader, someone capable of taking this country to the future, steering its development and giving the younger generation a brighter tomorrow. We will field a leader based on principles and policies for the next presidential election. Sajit Premadasa has no clear policy on anything in this country, not even on the unitary status of the nation or any other national issue. All he has done repeatedly is to secretly criticize the Rajapaksas. Beyond that, he has no vision for this country and no program for national development. That is why our focus is on presenting a leader built on a strong foundation of policies.
The US dollar is continuing its downward slide today, marking a full week of depreciation against major world currencies.
Over the past week, the US dollar has been depreciating against several major currencies. The weakening of confidence in President Trump's economic policies has been a significant factor, contributing to the gradual decline of the dollar. Economic analysts point out that several concerns may be driving this downturn. They are President Trump's stance on Greenland, the strengthening of the Japanese yen, pressure surrounding a possible US government shutdown, fears of rising inflation due to Trump's interference with the Federal Reserve. All of these, they say, may be contributing to the dollar's decline. Meanwhile, according to the exchange rates released by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka this morning, the selling price of the US dollar stood at 313 rupees and 12 cents, while the buying price was 305 rupees and 58 cents.
The second phase of the LOLC Divisavia You Me Our Nation Social Welfare Initiative took place for the 30th day. This phase was carried out focusing on the Nura Elia, Padula and Mathali districts with the objective of renovating 200 damaged schools.
The renovated buildings at the Selagama Tamil Vidyalaya in Mathale and Nildanda Hinna Sri Sumangala National School in Nuwara were officially handed over to students this morning. Similarly, construction work completed at Badula Gavarakale Tamil Vidyalaya, which had suffered severe damage due to disaster, and at Piatissa Primary School in Nuwara were also handed over to students today. In the Badula district, renovated buildings at Sujata Mahavidyalaya and Mugudumata Vidyalaya were handed over to students this afternoon. In the Matale district, the renovated facilities at Malayadeva Mahavidyalaya and Kavatayamuna Ananda Mahavidyalaya were also handed over this afternoon. The LOLC Divisavya Social Welfare Program is dedicated entirely to serving the people of our nation.
The inaugural ceremony of the international course on the production and use of food composition data in nutrition was held in Colombo.
The inaugural ceremony of the international course on the production and use of food composition data in nutrition organized by SARC Foods Regional Centre and SARC Food Sri Lanka was held in Colombo. The event brought together distinguished experts, persons and participants from the SARC region, highlighting the importance of food composition data in nutrition research and policy. Speaking at the event, FAO Deputy Country Director Nalin Munasinghe has stressed on the nutrition being one of the most important elements to be addressed in national food security.
Food. Without food, there's no life. But the problem is a big question in the world today, whether the food we take is safe, whether the food we take is healthy. This question may be lying with everyone here. We at FAO, even in Sri Lanka, when we are trying to develop programs, projects, the food compositions, the content of nutrition, the value of food, they are all in our hearts. The four main pillars of FAO, maybe some of you are aware, the better production, better nutrition, better environment and better life. Those four you may see either directly or indirectly. So it is a part and parcel of all FAO programming where we consider the food, especially the food composition. We are always standing together, and we are very closely working with Director General of Agriculture Sri Lanka, Dr. Tushar Wickramarachchi, number of programs, projects where nutrition has become the key of it. So basically we believe the nutrition will be one of the most important element to be addressed in national food security.
The event consisted a unique collaboration between regional players and international partners. A key session of the event, led by Dr. Ruyu Liu, focused on using high-integrity food composition data to support sustainable diets, drawing on lessons from the US soy industry.
Pakistani security forces killed 145 militants in a 40-hour battle, launched as a series of coordinated gun and bomb attacks across Balochistan, left nearly 50 people dead.
Authorities in the southwestern province are battling one of the deadliest flare-ups in years as insurgents in the resource-rich province bordering Iran and Afghanistan step up assaults on security forces, civilians and infrastructure. Pakistan's Junior Interior Minister Talal Chaudhry said attackers dressed as ordinary citizens entered hospitals, schools, banks and markets on Saturday before opening fire. The banned separatist group Baloch Liberation Army claimed responsibility for the attacks, saying it had launched a coordinated operation dubbed Herof or Black Storm, targeting security forces across the province. In Quetta, the provincial capital, the aftermath was visible in burnt-out vehicles at a police station, bullet-riddled doors and streets sealed off with yellow tape as security forces tightened patrols and restricted movement following the attacks. Chief Minister of Balochistan Shafraz Bugti said 17 law enforcement personnel and 31 civilians were killed in the militant attacks. Pakistan's military said 92 militants were killed on Saturday, while 41 were killed on Friday. The latest total is the highest number of militants killed in such a short span since the insurgency intensified, Bugti said, without providing comparative figures.
Chinese state media has reported that China has executed 4 members of the Bai family mafia, one of the most notorious dynasties that ran scam centers in Myanmar.
They were among 21 of the family's members and associates who were convicted of fraud, homicide, injury and other crimes by a court in Guangdong province. Last November, the court sentenced 5 of them to death, including the clan's patriarch Bai Suocheng, who died of illness after his conviction. Last week, China executed 11 members of the Ming family mafia as part of its crackdown on scam operations in Southeast Asia that have entrapped thousands of Chinese victims. For years, the Bais, Mings and several other families dominated Myanmar's border town of Luakhaing, where they ran casinos, red light districts and cyber scam operations. Among the clans, the Bais were number 1. The Bais, who controlled their own militia, established 41 compounds to house cyber scam activities and casinos, authorities confirmed. Within the walls of those compounds was a culture of violence where beatings and torture were routine. The court said the Bai family's criminal activities led to the deaths of 6 Chinese citizens, the suicide of 1 person and multiple injuries. The Bais rose to power in the early 2000s after the town's then warlord was ousted in a military operation led by Min Aung Hlaing, who now leads Myanmar's military government.
In a dramatic parliamentary session broadcast live on Iranian state television, lawmakers wearing military and Revolutionary Guard uniforms shouted "Death to America" and "Death to Israel" in a show of defiance against external pressure and domestic unrest. The chants came as Iran responded to recent actions by the United States and allies in the wake of ongoing mass protests and violent crackdowns.
During the parliamentary session, Iran's parliamentary speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf announced a reclassification of all European militaries as terrorist groups, a move that mirrors Iran's earlier antagonist stance towards US and Western involvement in Middle Eastern affairs. Ghalibaf made the announcement as he and others in parliament wore Guard uniforms in support of the force. The Guard, which also controls Iran's ballistic missile arsenal and has vast economic interests in Iran, answers only to Iran's 86-year-old supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The chants and robust rhetoric in Tehran occurred against a backdrop of mixed diplomatic signals between Tehran and Washington. A high-ranking Iranian official, Ali Larijani, said progress is being made toward launching negotiations with the United States, even as tensions simmer over protests and regional security. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has acknowledged Iran's supreme leader's warning that a US strike would provoke a wider regional war. Speaking to reporters at his Mar-a-Lago resort yesterday, Trump dismissed the threat as predictable, while simultaneously holding out the prospect of a diplomatic agreement.
Sir, on Iran, the Supreme Leader today said that U.S. attack could spark a regional war. Giving you response to that, sir?
Why wouldn't he say that? Of course you're going to say that, but we have the biggest, most powerful ships in the world over there, very close, a couple of days, and hopefully we'll make a deal. If we don't make a deal, then we'll find out whether or not he was right.
This public brinkmanship raises the risk of miscalculation and a broader Middle Eastern conflict. For neighboring countries like Turkey, which borders Iran and prioritizes regional stability, the escalating rhetoric between the US and Iran is a major security concern. Ankara has repeatedly called for dialogue and de-escalation, warning that a war would have catastrophic humanitarian and economic consequences for the entire region. Meanwhile, Iran's presidential office released an official report yesterday listing the names of 2,986 people who died during nationwide anti-government protests that erupted in late December 2025. According to the report, the total death toll from the unrest reached 3,117, but 131 victims have not yet been identified.
The 68th Grammy Awards took place in Los Angeles last night.
Welcome everybody to music's biggest night, where the Grammy celebrates the best.
The 68th Grammy Awards took place in Los Angeles, with Kendrick Lamar emerging as the night's biggest winner for the second year in a row.
Kendrick Lamar!
The ceremony became another historic moment in music as Lamar dominated the stage with multiple wins, earning widespread praise for his powerful storytelling, lyrical depth, and cultural impact. His album, GNX, was a focal point of the night. It earned top recognition, including Best Rap Album, and featured heavily across major categories such as Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Collaborative Awards. Lamar picked up several trophies, including Best Rap Album for GNX, Best Rap Song for TV Off, Best Rap Performance for Chains and Whips, Best Melodic Rap Performance, Luther with SZA, Record of the Year for Luther with SZA. With those wins, Kendrick Lamar now holds a total of 27 Grammy Awards, officially becoming the most awarded rapper in Grammy history, surpassing Jay-Z and Kanye West. For Lamar, this year's Grammys were more than a ceremony. They were a coronation.
Lady Gaga!
Olivia Dean, Messy, Lola Young.
Bad Bunny.
Wildflower by Billie Eilish.
Beautifully Broken, Jelly Roll!
Meanwhile, other major names also took home top honors. Album of the Year went to Bad Bunny. Song of the Year was won by Billie Eilish for Wildflower. Best Pop Vocal Album went to Lady Gaga for Mayhem. Best Audiobook Narration was claimed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama for Meditations. In a historic first, the soundtrack Golden from the Netflix animated film K-pop Demon Hunters became the first K-pop song ever to win a Grammy after sparking a global craze. Following the ceremony, US President Donald Trump took to social media to sharply criticize the Grammys and its host Trevor Noah, calling the show virtually unwatchable and threatening legal action over a joke made during the broadcast.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight.
Thank you for watching.
Good night.